and welcome to the Roslyn Podcast. I'm your host, Roslyn Perkins. Yee! Talk about a great Monday. The debacle of the fucking inauguration. Can everybody hear me properly? I want to know. Of the fucking inauguration. Alright, y'all can hear me. But I knew there was gonna be some fuck ups, but we got, black pastors booning and booning and cooning and buffooning. We got Elon Musk doing the Adolf salute. Yo. This shit's already fucking up. And I love it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I'm gonna be personally honest. I didn't expect anything crazy out of it, but we got the bullshit. That's all I gotta tell you. We got the bullshit. You know? I do want to say this, though. And this is just me. Did anybody get a good laugh out of it? Yo, oh my God. Yo, what do you say crazy? I am surprised Candace Owens ain't up there. A lot of all the cocksucking she been doing for Donald Trump, and she ain't up there? I'm appalled. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's what Candace Owens do, man, you know? Is she a freedom fighter for who? The fuck is a black conservative? Black conservatives are the motherfuckers back in the 50s and the 60s. So, that's the conservative that you're gonna get. These other motherfuckers is... It's crazy, man. Me, I love it. I love the bullshit. And the reason why I love the bullshit is this is what we've been wanting. This is the shit that we sign up for and stuff like that, you know? And we got niggas running to Ghana, so they don't gotta deal with the bullshit. They're having their fun, being African, But before we start, I'll tell you about my day today. My day was alright. I didn't do as much since it's Martin Luther King Day, and I give two shits about it. I personally think the motherfucker put us in a bad situation. If you ask me, If you don't ask me, that's pretty good, but I do want to say this though. I feel that actually before we start, I want y'all to like and subscribe this podcast, and also share. Share on Twitter, Facebook, X, all your, cool little shit that y'all be fucking with, and and I appreciate it. Everything is appreciated in my line of work. Cause I'm about to share myself. I actually want to hear something crazy. Hold on, breaking news. So, hold on, give me a second. See this.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not.
We're about to see if they're
like Sinks knowing you exist. You know what AT&T
Did they sing the song?
guarantees?
Affecting
Connectivity.
Boys?
HD.
Give me a second.
National Football League. So growing up watching, and I love seeing how these guys play. No, but listen. The D-line's got to play well.
a second, everyone.
Jeremiah Smith.
I just want to see if they say if every word. So if y'all don't know how I feel about the national anthem, I'm gonna be personally honest. I give two fucks about it. The national anthem doesn't represent me. It has never represented Black America, so I can't two shits about it. You know, we have our own foundational Black national anthem. But again, we're gonna get back into what we were talking about. I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if they're gonna sing "Lift Every Voice." I think they should play it. You know, because at the end of the day, I always tell people all the time. I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if they're gonna sing "Lift Every Voice." Hold on one second. I think they should play it. You know, because at the end of the day, I always tell people all the time. Give me a second. I want to see if I fix mine. Hold on one second. I think they should play it. You know, because at the end of the day, I always tell people all the time. Give me a second. I want to see if I fix mine. Oh, okay. All right, that fixed it. I want to say this. I want to say this. As a black man, foundational Black American whose family, ancestors built America. Only time we're supposed to do the national anthem is when it benefits white people more. And it always been like that for years. I'm just saying it. Black Americans never felt comfortable even singing that shit. I'm going to be personally honest. We never been comfortable. You know, but nobody don't give a fuck how we feel. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna still talk. So I never really felt comfortable even doing shit like that. So like me, personally, I wouldn't have my kids stand for the national anthem nor the flag. It's not about disrespect. It's just that's not her culture. You know. I understand, and you know what? Here's something crazy. I understand why what's her name didn't want to be there. I understood. Michelle, because she knew it was gonna be a fucking shit show. You know, and come on. You got Sleepy Joe there. You got fucking racist Trump. Let me tell y'all something. Trump is racist. We can't sit here and act like he hasn't been doing this shit for years. You know, only reason why he's doing this is because it benefits him, and it's cool. You know, and I'd rather you be racist in my face than racist behind my back. You know, and that's just me. You know, and hold on one second. I'm about to troll Elon Musk. Elon's gonna fucking hate me. So what I wrote to Elon, hold on. What I wrote to Elon, I said we want to see the Nazi salute again. Hey, motherfucker, you did it. I didn't do it. You did it. So We gotta be personally honest. Elon, you're pretty much a dickhead, man. You know, you always been one. I'm not surprised that, motherfuckers let you get away with the shit. You know? And this is just me talking. This is just me talking. And there's gonna be somebody's background. It's like, yo, it's well deserved. Like, even, one thing I just don't want his son Hannibal Lecter to be the fucking president. And I'm gonna be personally honest. Oh shit, this white girl took that shit serious. Oh shit, let me tell this white girl, I was just joking. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, man, you gotta tell people, yo, that's a joke, right? I don't take that fucking, like, come on. Why would I want... Yeah, you gotta tell people, like, you hope, you know that was a joke, right? I hope you know. I hope you know. You gotta tell white people it was a joke. It's not serious, So lately, what I have been doing is, I got good news. I don't know if I have told y'all last episode. I have found one OnlyFans to interview for the documentary. Yes, I'm lit right now. And I was super excited. And I think I found one swingers parties where I can shadow and interview the owner and how he runs the operation and stuff like that. It was this place, and the guy who I'm trying to see, I was trying to see what I can the person who I'm trying to interview, he has been running this shit for over 50 years. So basically, hopefully, he says yes. I know I'll have to pay him, and that's all right. Money's about to start coming in. Yeah, money's gonna start coming in, and hold on 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, until the money starts coming in, shit will be straight, Oh shit, I'll put in my O's when I'm at work. Yeah, I always tell people all the time, yeah, I'm trying to get, you gotta tell people the shit's a joke. But the shit that we talk about right now and stuff, like, yeah, I say, slick shit here and there, but I'm serious. Like, I'm serious as a fucking heart attack. And the reason why I'm so serious as a heart attack talking about certain things is because this is the type of shit we're gonna get for the next 4 years. I was arguing with a guy who was an Austrian small hat. He was a white nationalist, and I had to tell him, I was like, yo, white nationalists don't like your people, right? Oh, we always been conservative. Yeah, that's not that type of conservative. He's arguing to me about this, and that. I was like, yo, if you really want to be typical, Hitler was an Austrian Jew. His mother was Jewish. His grandfather was a Jew. you know? And everybody's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. No, he hated his own people. You know? Hitler was a tether who hated his own people. Well, we can't call him a tether because he didn't undermine black America. He just undermined it, you know? Certain white people. And let me tell you something, they don't like to be called white. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is white, you know? They're not white. Yada, yada, yada. This, I was like, no, they're white, you know? You have to explain to them, like, yo, they're white. It's just y'all don't accept them. It's like, okay, hold on one second. It's like saying, okay, you know what? All these West Indian people are not black. They're black, but we're the foundation of black America. We came from black America. That's why we look different than everybody else. You can tell a black American. I could go somewhere and they'd be like, yo, that dude's from America. You can tell. Yeah, he's from America. Like, I can't cosplay of being anything. Oh, and like I always tell people, I hate the question, oh yeah, what part of Africa you are from? Last time I remember, Africa, let me tell you, these countries came in like less than 200 years ago. Let's be honest, they came in like 200 years ago. All of a sudden, oh, I'm from this country. Nigga, there was no countries back in those days. They were all tribes. That's why y'all got problems with niggas in y'all country now, because at the end of the day, y'all tribalistic. And you get mad when we say you're tribalistic. But it's true. It's true that y'all tribalistic. And I always tell people all the time, there's nothing wrong with being tribalistic. That's your culture. You know? Love your culture, love it for the good and love it for the bad. Like, let me tell you what I hate about black culture. We love everybody. We love everybody. We let everybody into our shit. That's why people take our shit and say, that's theirs. This is why we're having a problem with the Spanish people when they're saying, like, oh, yeah, they help us start hip-hop. But they can't even help start their own culture, their own, music. The shit that they have, they got their shit stolen from fucking the Italians. The freestyle. Freestyle was y'all shit. But y'all wanted hip-hop. Hip-hop, y'all have no elements for it. The shit doesn't work for y'all. Y'all tried that shit in y'all language and it just doesn't work. Don't worry, niggas try it in their other country. Let me tell you something. I had to explain to this guy. He's like, oh yeah, Afrobeats is in. They coming to America. They taking over. I was like, yo, they'll never take over America. Afrobeats will never take over America. I was like, that shit will work in England, in Europe. Why do you say that? Because there's more Africans over there. There's Africans that been there for 30, 40 years. There's some Africans that only been here for like 20 years. Is there anything wrong with it? No, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. Afrobeats is not gonna take over nothing. Nothing in America. Cause if you would have, let me tell you, if Afrobeats would have done that, reggaeton would have been the shit. Reggaeton would have wiped out hip hop, and reggaeton is decent, but nobody fucks with reggaeton. That shit was a hello and goodbye. You know? Like the new shit that they're doing, like niggas is fucking with it, but at the end of the day, it's like drill music. To me, it's like drill music, but raunchier. But with niggas dancing and shit like that. You know, it's different. You know, is it dope? Well, it's all right. You know, it's all right. But it's just, I always have to explain this to people. It's just like the music industry, it's ran by Black America. You could cosplay it, but we're gonna know that. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. There's this girl. She's an R&B singer in France. I think she's super dope. Her name is Ayana Nakamura. I think her music is fly. I think the shit that she does is dope in her country. But the thing about it, it's just not gonna work in America. It's not gonna work in America, but she's super dope. She's from, I think, her family's from Mali, but she's from France. She was born in France. France and America is very, very different. You know? The niggas in that country are Africans. Those are the real niggas. The way how we get treated in America, that's them niggas over there. That's Africans in France. Like the Nescas and the Chalis and the Bobas and all of them. Yo, those are real niggas over there. Those are those people that are, those are the people that get oppressed. But these niggas beat up cops. Like there's this dude named Chali. The nigga did 2 years for beating up a police officer. Real talk. Nigga beat up the police officer. To me, I think he's the Tupac of fucking France. And there's other niggas, but it's just, only thing about it, he's just not militant and he's not like a revolutionist. But the violence and all this talking shit and telling basically like fuck the cops, going out of jail, it's like, oh yeah, you know, suck my dick and shit like that out of jail, you know, coming out of court. That's Chelly making music about it. Yeah, Chelly. You know, the most gangster nigga I know who did music was probably Leadbelly. If y'all don't know who Leadbelly is, look him up. The motherfucker killed, I think, like 2 people, I think he killed, I know he killed one person. He killed one nigga with his bare hands. The other, yeah, yeah, they be on that bullshit in France, you know. But only time I'll go to France is like if I knew them niggas, I'll just go to hang out with them. You know, I don't think I could go to no rich area, drink some red wine, wear the fucking apricot on my neck and stuff with some, you know, gray dress pants and a button down shirt with an apricot. No, I can't do it. Saying wee, you know, them niggas ain't like that. I be telling niggas, oh, them niggas ain't no Pepper Le Pew niggas. I just be personally honest. Those aren't no Pepper Le Pew niggas. You know? And the reason why I always say that is just, like, I could talk about them because I listen to their music. You know? Give me a second. What's this motherfucker talking? Give me 1 second. Yeah, man, I always tell people this. The shit comes with the territory. I always tell people that. Like, the bullshit comes with the territory when it's music. You know, I know people get mad when I say that, but it's true. It's true because the reason why I say it's true is because let me see. Okay, it works. I say it's true because them niggas have that. You could say they're emulating us and all this other stuff, but the motherfuckers is really poor there. Their projects is like, I think they're called Mainers or some shit like that. Yo, I was watching this movie called Athena or some shit like that. It was about this police brutality. But the thing about it too, they got white supremacists over there. They got like the neo-Nazis and shit like that. And I always tell people all the time, when it comes to neo-Nazis, you need guns, my nigga. Y'all gonna have to shoot some niggas. It's just, it is what it is. You're gonna have to shoot some niggas. You know? Like in Alabama and stuff like that, you can't play with them niggas in Alabama. Everybody got a gun in Alabama. You know? it's fucked up because you don't want nobody to die, but you still have to defend yourself. And I always tell people that about that. It's like, yo, I carry guns because it's my Second Amendment, you know? And everybody's, oh, your Second Amendment should be taken away and yada, yada, yada. And niggas be like, oh, yeah, you're irresponsible. I'm not irresponsible. I got a safe. I got my shit in the holster. When it needs to be locked up, it's locked up. You know, it just... With shit like that, you gotta do everything right. You know, if not, you're gonna be like my man, what's my man's name? Rudolph. Trevor Rudolph, I think? Like, they fucked him over. They put him in a bad situation. The girl he was fucking with, she didn't even get charged. I think she needs to go to fucking jail, man. You know? And she was married. That's the crazy part. The bitch was married. You know, and it's just like that, man. That's how certain women are and stuff like that. I always tell people all the time, you just gotta be careful with women, man. Men, you always gotta be careful with too, but you are who you attract, you know. And this is, if you attract dumbass niggas and stuff like that, that's what you're gonna get. Or some little ass kid and the kid is doing some fuckery and shit like that. That's what you're gonna get. That's really nobody else's fault. That's your fault, because at the end of the day, that's the guy that you wanted. You wanted the NBA young boy. Yeah, those are those type of dudes. You wanted the NBA young boys. You want the babies. You want the little babies. You want the Birdmen. You want the Diddies. If you want the Diddies, you like to get fucked. You know, it's just... Like, it is what it is. Like, yo, why are we, man? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we really talking about? This is the stuff that y'all like to do. Damn, I ain't got no water. You know? Let me see if I got any water. I had some juice. I put it back in the refrigerator. Oh, man. But yeah, man, that's the type of dudes that y'all liked, you know. So, okay, and I want to talk about this. All these niggas, like the Anton Daniels. I think that girl. There was an episode where Anton Daniels, the girl was saying to him, he's like, yo, you're just mad at me because niggas didn't want to fuck with you in high school. I think certain motherfuckers, like these rich people, held grudges against motherfuckers who was in college and in high school. Like, yo, there's some girls that didn't want to fuck with me because I wasn't like a drug dealer. I sucked at selling drugs. You know, I sucked at selling drugs. I could sell weed, yes, but coke and crack, I suck at that. I sucked because at the end of the day, I don't want to be in no fucking weird places and shit. I don't want to be at one spot at one time and stuff like that. I want to be with the bullshit. You know, that's why I always tell people all the time, robbery was the best thing for me. I'm just being personally honest. Robbery was the shit for me. You know, that was my niche. You know, and everybody's like, oh, you know, it's bad. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to ask me, you know, why I'm not a drug dealer, that's why. Drug dealing wasn't my shit, you know? Like, I'm being personally honest, it has never been my shit. I think it was stupid. I'm not going to be in a code or post up somewhere where I could get shot or robbed. I'd rather be like, yo, I'm going to go home. Yeah, call me. Yeah, I'll be there. Give me like 15 minutes. Quick, fast, Ricky Bobby. All right, my man? Yeah. Woo, boom. That's it. We out of here. All right, see you next time. You want to talk? No, I can't talk. I got to go, my G. You know? Hit me up later on tonight. You know, we'll smoke a blizz or something. That's how I was back in the days. You smoke a blizz later on. I got you, my G. And that's how you build. And I did that, and I always tell people all the time, I did that to build trust in customers. To say, oh, yo, it's like, oh, yo, I got some blah, blah, blah. This I was like, yo, how about this? Because I don't like to meet people, so I'll be like, yo, this is what we're going to do. I'll tell him, like, yo, just meet me. I'll be like, yo, you get his money and meet me, and I'll give you it. All right. Oh, yeah. Woo, 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 woo. All right, cool. You know, and that's just me. I don't want to, know what y'all issue is. I don't want to know what y'all affairs is. I was like, yo, we just meet and, yo, get the fuck out of here and we go. I don't need to talk to your friends. I don't need to build that type of relationship. I don't know him like that. But if he's a repeated customer, yeah, I'll meet him. But if he's just like, oh, yeah, he's just here for, blah, blah, this one time here. You get the money out, we'll switch it off, we go. Boom, boom, boom. I don't need to meet, what's up? Boom. Yeah, man, so it's just, like I always tell people, that type of shit comes with the territory and stuff like that. So with Anton Daniels, and I think he's an immigrant. I think he's an anchor babe, because you can tell, like, the shit that he be talking about black people, and he probably been around black people, but he's not, around black people. Like, yeah, the nigga has businesses, and the nigga keeps up, those type of niggas keep on getting exposed, and the whole 9 yards, you can tell. So I was like, oh man, that's fucked up, But I don't want to call him a tether, but he does undermine Black America. He does undermine Black America. He talks about shit that has nothing to do with him. I always tell people all the time, when it comes to reparation, if you're not Black America, you should have nothing to talk. You should have nothing to say about. All jokes aside, because if I start talking about your country, it's like, oh, yo, why are you not doing this in your fucking country, man? You'd be like, oh, man, that's xenophobic, yo, you're divisive. I can't fuck with me. You'd be mad at me. So what gives you the privilege to talk about my people? Like, the nigga wasn't probably getting pussy back in the days and stuff. Like, yeah, he's married, but, my nigga, you had to get married. You didn't have options like that. You probably had options when you got some money. And it's cool. You had options when you got some money. You're not a player, you're a payer, nigga. It's all right. Anton, you are a payer, my nigga. You don't got game. Let me tell y'all something. Most of these niggas that talk about, oh, I get mad bitches and stuff like that, and they act like nerds, and I don't even like to say nerds, because I love to read. If you see all my books, I love reading. But when you're just like out of the ordinary and bitches wasn't fucking with you like that, I feel like, my nigga, that's out of your class. If we're talking about money, yeah, I'll probably listen to you, Anton. But you, Walter, y'all had lump sums of money. And even with, what's his name? Walter, I was watching the Mr. Organic show. Or whatever that shit, with Organic. I feel like Walter was capping. Talk about, oh, I came here with $4,000 and yada yada. Nigga, you can't come to America with $4,000 and think you're gonna live somewhere. But the thing about Walter, he never tells niggas that his family has some type of money. Real talk, his family has some type of money. He's not he can't talk about the black experience. He could talk about the Bayesian black experience. But the black experience, no. Can't talk about it. Like, this nigga has a family business. And I'm not trying to expose Walter, but Walter needs to be honest, brutally honest, when he's talking about Black America. He has to be honest, because at the end of the day, he's throwing dirt on Black America's name, and he's not. He's not qualified to say anything. That's why I kind of was happy that he left Myron. Myron has no, he's not qualified. Everybody, give me a second. I'll be back. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, the electricity tripped, so I had to go downstairs and turn it back on. So it's just weird listening to those type of people. Even Anton. Uh but fuck it. Know what? Let's talk about the inauguration. The inauguration was it was weird because the reason why I'm gonna say it's weird because I feel. Give me a second. All right. I'm gonna say it was weird because you knew bullshit was gonna happen. You knew the bullshit was gonna happen. You knew. Hold on one second. I forgot this shit to whiz. You knew the bullshit was gonna happen. You knew some dumb shit was gonna happen at the inauguration. You knew how people was gonna act up. Hold on, inauguration botch. You know, like we had the preacher acting a fucking fool, man. You know? Like I knew they were gonna act stupid. I knew they were gonna. You knew some bullshit was gonna happen. Damn, niggas booed Mike Pence and everything. It just like it comes with the territory. You know, and let's see. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I didn't expect anything good really to come out of it. Like, let's watch Elon Musk. Stupid ass Elon Musk. How y'all? This is y'all people.
You know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, important. Some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Only this motherfucker could do some stupid shit like that. No. Fascist salute. Now we're gonna watch this
Wealthfront offers a cash account that has one of the highest interest rates on the market.
If I send my money to Wealthfront, I know that it's being taken care of.
Knowing that
President Donald Trump sworn into office and signs the most executive orders ever by a president on day one. 10 of them focus on immigration.
Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense.
Let's look at the changes Trump is making. I'm Marianne Ahern. This is The Brief. President Trump is wasting no time. Those who know him well say in his first term, he also tried to make big changes, but was told, slow down. Congress moves more slowly. This time, he is not wasting any time. Immigration, one of his key campaign promises, and that's where he's focused on day one. Trump is declaring a national emergency at the border and is sending U.S. troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. He also plans to end catch and release and does promise to continue building the wall. Trump plans to label drug cartels terrorist organizations. He also wants to end birthright citizenship. Now, that's a constitutional protection, so he will need a constitutional amendment to change it. What he's calling for is this change going forward, not for those who have already received that protection. What is birthright citizenship? It means if you are born in this country, you are a citizen of this country. Even, let's say, your parents may be from another country, but if you are born here in the U.S., you are a U.S. citizen. As soon as he took office, he ended what many asylum seekers had been using. It's a mobile app called CBP One. It helped to restore order as those sought appointments at the border to try to get into the U.S. As soon as Trump took office, that CBP One app, it no longer existed. It was shut down. Next up, the economy. As Trump puts it, let's make America more affordable again. And in that respect, he plans to unleash energy policies.
I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Trump also plans to end leasing wind farms. He wants to expand domestic energy production. He also wants to lower EPA emissions on cars. Trump plans to also withdraw from the Paris Climate Accords. That Paris Agreement, adopted back in 2015, it is legally binding, and it's meant to fight climate change. Not everyone agreed with it. Certainly Donald Trump does not. However, at that time, yes, President Obama in charge did agree. On the economy, we're looking for executive actions, not necessarily orders. As he sees it, these energy measures will reduce the cost of living. As far as core Republican conservative values promised all along by Trump during his campaign, he says those DEI policies, they're going away. Instead, he will be focused on colorblind and merit-based. He's also issuing a federal mandate that there are only two sexes, male and female. How might that impact all of us? Well, it could even impact your passport or other federal documents. It could impact education policy. It could impact the military. We're going to be watching that for sure. Trump also...
That DEI is going to be crazy too, because if you're like a transgender or that cis, I don't know much about it, but that shit's going. So if you was born a biological male, you will have to put biological male. All this extra like non-binary and all that else, you can't put that no more. And there's gonna be a big backlash from it, but it's just gonna be crazy, everyone.
has big plans to rename the Gulf of Mexico and Mount Denali. Let's start with the Gulf of Mexico. As for the Gulf of Mexico, Trump says he'd like it called the Gulf of America. It's not unusual for bodies of water to have different names, but for Trump to make this big change happen, he's also going to have to work with international hydrographic organizations to see it through. Even if that happens, other nations may not recognize the name change. When it comes to Denali, that was an Obama rename. It was changed from Mount McKinley. Today, Trump says he will restore that name to Mount McKinley to honor President William McKinley. Why was it called McKinley to begin with? A gold prospector gave it that name. He was an admirer of McKinley at the time, although we've read McKinley never visited Alaska. Nevertheless, that was the name since 1896. Officially, the federal government also agreed back in 1917. However, President Obama in 2015 changed the name to Denali. Denali means the high one in its Native American origin. And that's why President Obama gave it that honor. However, Trump tried to do this in his first term. The Alaska senators said no, they objected. However, today he plans to go forward and rename it Mount McKinley. Overall, very busy day one start. We're already...
Here's what I'm gonna say. That mountain bullshit, I think that shit is stupid. We're wasting our time naming a fucking mountain. Are we serious now? This is getting crazy. Right? This is why I always tell people all the time. Both sides is fucking crazy. Both sides is crazy. Both sides. You're going to have problems some way, somehow. Going on. And let's look at the policies. It's like 10, was it? Donald Trump. No. Let's see. Executive order. That's what I was looking for. Executive. They said this nigga had 10 in one day. I think that mountain shit was fucking stupid though. I'm gonna be personally honest. Actually, he's on right now signing papers and shit. Hold on, let's see. Like, I always tell people, like, shit like that is fucking stupid. Gulf of America. We don't give a fuck about no motherfucking water. Because some dickhead is just going to change the shit back. You know?
In there where we're doing. It's January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research.
Okay.
Nice to see you again.
This nigga said 1,600 pardon.
So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. We're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not need or pardon of people?
We're looking at different things, but the commutation.
So, I'm going to look that up. How many 1,500 pardon? Yo, that shit is crazy because who is pardoned? I'm gonna look it up. Who Donald Trump pardoned? All right, let's look at the pardon list already. Give me a second. We're gonna look at the pardon list. They said 1,500. That shit's crazy. And this probably them niggas from January 6th. You know? I personally think the motherfuckers need to stay in prison. You know? Ain't nobody told them to do that stupid shit like that. You know? That's just me. I look at y'all motherfuckers as treasonous. If this motherfucker Donald Trump said he didn't tell y'all niggas to do that, you did it yourself. Yeah. Damn, 1,600? Yeah, y'all niggas need to be in jail. You know? Yeah, y'all stupid motherfuckers need to be in jail. Ain't nobody told y'all to go rush the fucking Capitol Hill. Y'all thought this shit was the Boston Tea Party. Then the Ashley Babbitt got popped, nigga. I don't know why I laugh at her, but nigga, she got popped. Did she deserve it? Absolutely, because who told her ass to run up in Capitol Hill? Thank God y'all motherfuckers was in black, because more would have been dead. me ask y'all a question. The shit that y'all did and shit that black people used to do back in the days don't equal up at all. Doesn't equal to half the shit that y'all motherfuckers did. And for y'all niggas to run up in that Capitol Hill, y'all need to go to jail. Y'all need to stay in jail. Y'all want to be gangsters? This is what happened to gangsters. Gangsters go to jail. You know? Ashley Babbitt knew what she was up to. She knew what was up. I don't feel bad for her because she got popped. She played stupid games and got a stupid prize. It just came with a bullet. You know?
Maybe it'll stay that way, or it'll go to a full pardon.
And the order does require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders. Sir, this is an
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely. This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion based on the current crisis at the southern border. It invokes various executive powers relating to the ongoing invasion at the southern border.
Mr. President, what makes you confident that those are not going to be blocked by the courts?
I don't think they will. I don't think they can be. They're very straight up. Why don't you take that and go over here? Can you get him over here, not on the side angle? Do you mind? Just go right over here with your friends. Okay?
Sir, this is an executive order realigning the United States Refugee Admission Program to better align with American principles and American interests.
Okay?
Sir, this next executive order is about protecting America from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Again, crisis at the border, but it goes beyond that.
So he's getting y'all niggas out this country. You see all this shit that he's signing? Y'all motherfuckers better be aware. Y'all better go try to get y'all green cards. Y'all better try to get y'all shit right now.
Implicates other executive powers as well.
Okay?
President Trump, if cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations, would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Mr. President,
And that was actually
that Maduro would accept Venezuelans.
Say it?
How will you make sure that Maduro will accept Venezuelans?
Well, we're going to see on Venezuela. We're looking at Venezuela very strongly. It's a country I know very well for a lot of reasons, and it's well, it was a great country 20 years ago, and now it's a mess, right?
Sir, can we expect ICE raids starting tomorrow in major cities?
What does that mean?
Can we expect ICE raids in major cities tomorrow?
I don't want to say when, but it's going to happen. Has to happen, or we're not going to have a country left.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Shit.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to be the first one to tell you this. California, they're trying to pack y'all niggas out. They're trying to pack y'all out. Minnesota, they're going to get the Somalians. And New England and like the East Coast-ish, they're going to get Latin Kings. They're trying to get y'all niggas. I could just see this right now. Like, he's not fronting nobody. It's just, this is what he's trying to do.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that.
Told
What
you.
we have
I
to
just
do.
told you that.
What's right?
Because they're going
killing
to
our
get sent
people.
back to Mexico.
They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year. Not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
This is
So
an
you
executive.
just said Mexico doesn't want that, how are you gonna deal with this?
I don't know, you'll have to ask them.
Sir, this is an executive order entitled Protecting the American People Against Invasion, which again deals with the southern border and the unprecedented admission of illegal aliens across the southern border.
What do you see the biggest national security threat to the U.S., Mr. President? What's going
I'm going to say this. Latinos, you watching what's popping off right now. This nigga is signing mad executive orders to get you the fuck out of here. Give me a second. I want to change the name.
to be your priority of
watch
foreign
it.
policy?
Say?
What's going to be your priority of foreign policy? What do you see as the biggest
Well,
national
foreign
security
policy is a
threat?
big statement. I mean, my priority on foreign policy, it's going to be to keep America safe. Very simple. It's a big question, though. That's a very big question.
Who is going to be the first foreign leader that you plan to meet, or who will you call tomorrow on your first day?
I've already been meeting people. I've been meeting them. I've been talking to them. I met with Prime Minister Trudeau, like all Governor Trudeau. I met with numerous foreign leaders. Go ahead.
Sir,
Sir,
what might be your first
This,
step?
this next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the court? That one is likely to be.
Could be. I think we have good grounds, but you could be right. I mean, you'll find out. It's ridiculous. We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know. And it's just absolutely ridiculous, but, you know, we'll see. We have very good grounds.
Sir,
People have wanted to do this for decades.
Sir, this is a proclamation declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States.
That's a
Just
big
trying
one.
to get y'all the
A lot of big
motherfuckers
ones,
out of
huh?
here, man.
You know what that means, right?
President Trump, did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh,
What's in there?
thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we got this.
Oh, shit, that's fucked up.
Thank you.
What do you say on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that
That
determination.
sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk just like this.
What did you talk about with them all?
Unification of our country. You know, I didn't know that he gave a pardon to his family because he did it during my speech.
He didn't tell you in the limo?
No, he didn't tell me, no. He did it, they released it during my speech, during my speech. So all I could do was say, excuse me, I'd like to come back and speak some more. So, no, we were surprised by that. It's
Mr. President,
it's bad precedent, obviously.
where are you thinking on tariffs on Mexico, given these actions you're signing on the border?
Well, we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Are you planning on taking notes of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir.
Sir,
On each.
On each, yes.
this is an executive order taking a large number of executive actions to secure our southern border.
Okay? Sounds
Yeah, I
reasonable.
told you, yo.
President Trump, we remember
Yeah, I told you.
4 years ago, Barack Obama had told you that the top threat to the country was going
Y'all
to be
thought
North
he was
Korea.
playing-
Did
yo,
Joe
I
Biden
thought- yo,
tell you
y'all-
what he thinks the top threat?
Y'all thought Black America was playing around, and I told people all the time, I was like, yo, black people is everybody's allies. Once you fuck up and mistreat these motherfuckers, they're not gonna defend you. It's not like back in the days we just turned the other cheek like Martin Luther King. I know this is MLK Day, but it's niggas ain't turning no cheek. I'm sorry, it's just they don't do that. These are the hateful black folks. These are the black folks that's, yo, you pull up on me, I'm gonna pull up on you back. Yeah, man, whatever's good for the geese is good for the gander. You pull up on me, I'm gonna pull up on you back. You know, and it sucks, yeah. But at the end of the day, how many times you could do that to a person? You know? And I always tell people, I was like, yeah, this shit's about to get crazy. I've been told people, hold on, I'm gonna leave. I've been told people, I was like, yo, this shit's about to get crazy. I was gonna do shit on the inauguration, man. Fuck that inauguration. Fuck that inauguration, because, yo, this is the real shit right here. This is the shit that we need to know what's going on. Hold on. But the thing about it, this is what Tariq Nasheed been warning people. It's like, yo, man, you can't keep on treating black Americans like this because you know what? These other motherfuckers, they're not on your side. They're not on your side, and they're going to take advantage of you. Hold on.
No. I think we have a lot of them. Right now, I think we have a lot. I think North Korea turned out to be good. I was very friendly with him. He liked me. I liked him. We got along very well. They thought that was a tremendous threat. Now, he is a nuclear power. But we got along. I think he'll be happy to see him coming back.
And
I think he has tremendous condo capability. He's got a lot of shoreline.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to work with countries from South America to coordinate on immigration?
About who?
About immigration in general.
This is an executive order. Sorry, sir.
I'm fine with legal immigration. I like it. We need people, and I'm absolutely fine with it. We want to have it. We need it because we're going to have a lot of companies coming in to avoid tariffs. If you don't want tariffs, all you have to do is build your plant in the U.S. So we're going to have a lot of workers coming in, but we have to have legal immigration.
Do you have a date in mind for when you want to put in on the China tariffs that you talked about?
Which one?
60%?
No. You're talking about which? Say it again.
The China tariffs, the
Oh,
broad
China?
tariffs.
Well, as you know, I put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been forced to leave them. And if we didn't leave them, you wouldn't have one steel mill that's open in this country because they were dumping massive amounts of steel. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from China because they were unable to terminate the tariffs I put on China because it was too much money and the budgets didn't work and other reasons too. No. Meetings and calls with President Xi. I spoke to President Xi last week, as you know. Did you know that? I had a very good phone call.
But you stand with NATO this moment. Are you planning to leave your NATO alliance?
NATO has to pay more money. NATO has to pay 5%. We're in the Ukraine war by $200 billion more than NATO. It's ridiculous because it affects them a lot more. We have an ocean in between. And we've spent $200 billion more on Ukraine than NATO spent.
I told you, man.
And they've got to equalize.
Did you talk to Xi about the Ukraine war?
Yeah.
Because China and Brazil together has a proposal to bring Russia and Ukraine to talk.
That's good. I'm ready.
When are you going to talk with the Brazilian?
How did Brazil get involved? This is a new one.
When are you going to talk to Lula?
Are you from Brazil?
I'm from Brazil.
Ah, that's why they're involved, I guess.
When are you going to talk with the Brazilian president? How do you see our relationship with Latin America and Brazil?
Great. Should be good. They need us. Much more do we need them? We don't need them. They need us. Everybody needs us.
It sounds like you will not proceed with additional China tariffs necessarily, depending on how talks go with President Xi. Is that correct?
What does that define that?
Well, we are asking, you pledged in the campaign particularly 10% tariff on China or as much?
Because of fentanyl.
Right, so I'm asking where.
That's only because of fentanyl. There are other things too.
Are additional.
And a very big thing is the Panama Canal. China controls the Panama Canal. What's that all about? They're not supposed to be good. When Jimmy Carter gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it. He didn't give it to China. He gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal.
So are China tariffs?
And we're not going to allow that to happen.
Are they still on the table or is that?
We're not going to allow that to happen.
Thank you, sir.
What can we expect of the countries in NATO that spend the least amount of money, like Spain, France, below the 5%?
Spain is very low. And yet, aren't they a BRICS nation?
What?
They're a BRICS nation, Spain. Do you know what a BRICS nation is? You'll figure it out. But, and if the BRICS nations want to do that, that's okay, but we're going to put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do with the United States. You know what the BRICS is, right? You guys know.
Brazil,
You know what I'm
Russia.
saying, right? You know what I'm saying.
So Spain is not
So it's not even a threat. In fact, since I made that statement, Biden said, well, they have us over a barrel. I said, no, we have them over a barrel. And there's no way they're going to be able to do that.
This is an
So they are
executive
risking
order relating to
100% tariffs, those countries, like Spain?
As a BRICS nation, yes.
But
They'll have
how-
100% tariff if they so much as even think about doing what they thought.
Can you explain how is
And therefore they'll give it up immediately. So will China give it up.
So this is about reforming the system of hiring in the federal government to ensure that merit is the lone star of hiring decisions.
As per the Supreme Court.
Other matters, yes, sir.
This is a big deal, merit. Our country's going to be based on merit again. Can you believe it?
Mr. President, you would say we can the Russia-Ukraine war and what's going on. Where do we stand right now? And how do you think?
Well, this is only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see. We want to get it done.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get out of West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months. As an example, when we allow the J6 hostages to go out, it might not be approved under the old days for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court, and it's like nothing happened. That ruling was 6 months ago, you know that. And it was like they didn't have a ruling. They've been treated very unfair. The judges have been absolutely brutal. The prosecutors have been brutal. Nobody's ever treated people in this country like that.
Mr. President, are you commuting the sentences of anyone who assaulted a police officer on January 6th?
Well, we're looking at 2 police officers, actually, that Washington police officers who went after an illegal, and things happened and they ended up putting them in jail. They got 5-year jail sentences. You know the case. And we're looking at that in order to give them we got to give them a break.
But is there clemency in your actions today for anyone?
Well, it would be a
who
part.
assaulted
That would be a
police
part.
officer?
The one I'm talking about would be a part of it.
Should there be punishment for the people who assaulted law enforcement officers that day?
Well, I will say this, they've been in jail for a long time already. I see murderers in this country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time. So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in the history of our country. And even people that were aggressive, and in many cases I believe they happen to be outside agitators, but you know, what do I know? Right? But I think they were outside agitators. There were outside agitators involved. And obviously the FBI was involved because Ray admitted the FBI was involved. Didn't he say 23 people indirectly or directly were involved, and it was in 26. That's a lot of people. Now we have, we got to take care of these people have been treated so badly. It's never happened before. What happened in Seattle where they took over a big portion of the city? What happened in Portland where they burned down the city every day and people died? Nothing happened to anybody.
See, this is the shit I was telling you about. The nigga starting to cap and talk. He's back to his old self. The nigga just talking to be talking
somebody
right
else
now.
with a picture.
He's talking to be talking right now, and it just.
And you know, it's almost 100%. Think of this: almost 100% of the people are convicted. 100%. It's Washington D.C. People go into a trial and they say, "Oh, I have a wonderful lawyer and I didn't do anything wrong," and they end up in shackles almost immediately and jail. No, we're not going to let it happen.
About Greenland, we have some interest in buying it, but is there any other option that will satisfy
About what?
Greenland instead of buying it?
Finland?
Greenland.
Well, Greenland. Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security. And I'm sure that Denmark will come along. I think it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark, you know. I think they're happy with us. We had representatives, my son had representatives, went up there 2 weeks ago, and they like us. So we'll see what happens. But
Donald, your son's a con artist. We all know that. Niggas don't want to fuck with him. They rather fuck with you, the big con artist, than the little con artist. It is what it is, nigga. You's a con artist. It's not that you're a great president, it's just you're a con artist. You con the shit out of your own white people, my nigga. Like, yo, let's be honest. Now it's like the liberal woke is over. It's the conservative woke now. These niggas is woke now. These niggas is talking about KKK, the white nationalists, and all this other crazy shit. It's nuts.
Greenland is necessary, not for us. It's necessary for international security. You have Russian boats all over the place. You have China boats all over the place, warships. And they can't maintain it.
Do you plan to meet President Putin, sir?
Who?
Do you plan to meet President Putin, sir?
I'll be meeting with President Putin.
When do you think?
I don't know. I can't speak
Did you
to
plan
it.
your first trip for that maybe, sir?
So the first foreign trip typically has been with UK. But I did it with Saudi Arabia last time because they agreed to buy $450 billion worth of our product. I said, I'll do it, but you have to buy American product, and they agreed to do that. They bought $450 billion. It was the least reported story I've ever been involved in.
And now, where are you going to go now?
Well, I don't know. If Saudi Arabia wanted to buy another 450 or 500, we'll up it for all the inflation.
Mr. President, you say you were
I
going
think I
to end
probably
the
will.
war first day. How do you plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you want to push Israel and Saudi
It should have never
Arabia?
started. You know, the war with Ukraine and Russia should have never started. It would have never started if I were president.
Will you push Israel and Saudi Arabia to normalize relations?
I don't think I have to push them. I think it's going to happen, but maybe not quite yet. But it'll end up being in the Accords, the Abraham Accords.
President Trump,
I think Saudi Arabia will end up being in the Abraham Accords.
This year?
Could be, but soon, not in a very long way. Ooh, look at that, it says TikTok. My, what is that all about?
First, we have Alaska, sir. This is an executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about Anwar?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the order.
We're opening up Anwar.
on the TikTok piece, President Trump, you and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What a change that you're not worried about that anymore.
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal, or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless, worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion, $1 trillion. So if I do the deal talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half. In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy, the numbers are crazy. But it's worthless if the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. So I think, like a joint venture, I think we would have a joint venture with the people from TikTok. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's one of many ideas.
I want to say this. Won't you have a joint venture with Twitter? Or do you? That's something that you got to talk about.
Open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it. Because he's got nothing. They really have nothing. It's passed in Congress. It gives the president the right to make a deal or to close it. And we have 90 days to make that decision. But I could see making a deal where the U.S. gets 50% of TikTok, polices it a little bit or a lot, depends on them. But remember, they make telephones in China, they make all sorts of things in China. Nobody ever complains about that. Here they're complaining about this. There's so many different products made in China, and nobody ever complained about it. The only one they complain about is TikTok. And TikTok is largely young people. I guess I have a warm spot for TikTok that I didn't have originally. But, I went on TikTok, and I won young people up by 36%, Peter. And Republicans typically don't do too well with young people. But it's a different Republican Party.
With the U.S. government to buy a portion of
Hey,
TikTok,
you got to watch this white man, because I'm going to say this. His favorite number is 36%. He always says 36%. Every time he talks, I always hear him talk about 36% or something.
No, you take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok can continue in business. And they'd have a great partner. The U.S. would be their partner. But the U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as well?
Could be, yeah, could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You want to block TikTok. Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. To be honest, I think we have bigger problems than that. But when you take a look at telephones that are made in China and all the other things that are made in China, military equipment made in China, TikTok, I think TikTok is not their biggest problem. But there's big value in TikTok if it gets approved. If it doesn't get approved, there's no value. So if we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half? Does Biden ever do news conferences like this? How many news conferences, Peter, has he done like this?
Like this?
None.
0.
And it would be 0 for the next infinity. For infinity, it would be 0.
Mr. President, is Elon Musk going to help implement the executive orders? I think you mentioned the implementation in your answer.
Elon is very busy sending rocket ships up to various places with lots of satellites on it.
What is your reaction to the confirmation of Marco Rubio on what does it mean for Latin America?
Which one?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. You said Marco.
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think Marco's doing a fantastic job. I think he's going to get a lot of votes. I think he's going to be at 90% or something. I'm hearing very good. People know him. They know him in the Senate. They know he's good. He's doing a good job. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what's going to happen with that. He's got some very strong ideas, Marco.
Did you sign the TikTok order?
Yeah.
Yes, that's just.
Marco Rubio said yes,
Your son.
still changing Venezuela, changing power. Are you still committed with Maduro leaving power in Venezuela?
Well, we're going to find out about that too, because we're going to probably stop buying oil from Venezuela. We don't need their oil.
Another embargo like the first term?
No, it could be, but we don't want to buy. We don't have to buy their oil. We have plenty of oil for ourselves. So
President Trump.
that'll change Venezuela quite a bit.
President Trump, there was a lot of concern about this during the campaign. So the question that only works today, are you a dictator on day one?
No. I can't imagine even being voted. No, I believe in the sanctity of the vote. The Democrats didn't because they cheated like dogs, but I believe in the sanctity, and this was too big to rig. This last election was just too big to rig.
Mr. President, when do you plan
Really
to
the
speak to-
opposite.
When do you plan to speak to President Putin?
Could be very soon.
And you talked a bit about Ukraine and Russia, but how long do you think it would take to end that conflict? And
I have to speak to President Putin. We're going to have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Now, eventually, I mean, it's a big machine, so things will happen, but I think he'd be very well off to end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are killed. Russia's bigger, they have more soldiers to lose. But that's no way to run a country.
What did your TikTok word use, Mr. President?
Just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too, I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
Mr. President, you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after that case?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be, because it's got tremendous value. But if we create the value by approving, in other words, that approval gives it tremendous value. If that's the case, then we should be entitled to 50% as a country. You haven't heard that one before, right? It's called the joint venture. And nobody ever thought that way. Well, I think you have a lot of people that would be interested in TikTok with the United States as a partner.
Mr. President, what was it like walking into the Oval Office this evening?
Oh, what a great feeling. One of the better feelings I've ever had.
Do you like this town better now than in 2017?
Well, we're very experienced now. You would say nobody's ever had experience like I have. I've dealt with some very good people. I've dealt with some very bad people, and I know who the bad ones are and the good ones are. Don't forget, I was very successful in primarily the real estate business. And people used to say, who's worse, a politician or a vicious real estate developer? And I'd always say, the real estate developer is far worse. But after about 3 months and getting to know scum like Adam Schiff and other people like that, I said, no, actually, real estate people are quite nice by comparison.
You said you plan to speak with President Putin soon. What about President Zelensky and what's your message?
Yeah, I would, but he's told me he wants to make a deal. Zelensky wants to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does. He might not. I don't know. He should make a deal. I think he's destroying Russia by not making a deal. I think Russia's going to be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy, you take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope I would get along with him great, and
Yeah, I think Vladimir Putin is. Let me tell you something. Vladimir Putin just want Russia back. He want the USSR back. He want the Soviet Union back. And we really can't get mad at him saying that he wants back his country, because those were their countries. It's like somebody takes, like, New England region from America. You're going to want that shit back. It's like, yo, you're going to fight to get that back. And like that's why I always tell people I understand Putin. I think people make Putin look like he's like a tyrant, and he's really not like that. He actually loves Russia.
I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, you keep U.S. sanctions on Russia until he makes a deal?
Well, sanctions or tariffs. I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar stronger. I think tariffs are more effective. I mean, I use sanctions on Iran. Iran was broke. When I left office, Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, none. They were flat broke. And October 7th would have never happened. And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had no money. Now they're rich, but they're weakened in a different way. I would say that the one attack by Israel really set them back. It really set them back. The Patriots and others. The attack on air defense was a bad attack for.
What are you signing now?
It's an executive order relating to reforms to the federal workforce, including to the senior executive service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer. The cancer caused by the Biden administration.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the truth?
I'm not confident. It's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident. But I think they're very weakened on the other side. Gaza, what? I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really
it's fucked up.
Got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding Gaza?
I might. Gaza is interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, best weather. Everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
How do you see the future in governance for Gaza?
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have. You certainly can't have the people who were there. Most of them are dead, by the way. Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well. Run viciously and badly. So you can't have that.
President, on TikTok, sir, do you pause any decision on Chinese tariffs until you know what the resolution on TikTok will be?
If China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget, China charges us tariffs, and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot of, took in hundreds of billions of dollars. But until I came along, China never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off, and they never paid anything. But like, if we wanted to make a deal with TikTok, and it was a good deal, and China wouldn't approve it, then I think ultimately they'd approve it because it would put tariffs on China. Maybe. I'm not saying I would, but you certainly could do that. And if we said, well, if you're not going to approve it, then that's a certain hostility, and we'll put tariffs of 25, 30, 40, 50%, even 100%. And if we did that, I think they'd approve it.
President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times in the last few months. If you ever had to call on one of them for advice about anything's going on here, which one would you call?
It's an interesting. Well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used properly. I think they disrespected him. When Hillary was running, he came back and he said, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that, Peter. Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at it because the Republicans had won Michigan and Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton. Like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right because they won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin and Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states, all 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. So, but Bill Clinton he had a great political sense, I think.
You looked like you were having a good conversation with President Obama.
I was. And you'd like to know what I want? Everybody wants to know. And I wouldn't want to, but we were having some crazy conversations. Why do you ask me a question like that? I don't think you want to know. You might not. You might be insulted.
It's an executive order relating to holding former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. This next one serves a declaration of a national energy emergency.
sure he also
That's
has
a big
some-
one. You know, that allows you to do, I mean, you can do whatever you have to do to get out of that problem. And we do have that kind of an emergency.
President Trump, at some point we use your.
So basically, what he's doing is he's unraveling everything that Joe Biden put in order. The reason why is because it wasn't a good fit for America. America only lasted like, I think, a year and a half to maybe even 2 years of everything being okay with Joe Biden. But other than that, Joe Biden fucked America up. Him and Kamala. You know, and I think it's because Joe Biden wasn't incapable of running it. You know, and we could say it was his fault, but it's just, other than that, come on, man. He knew he was doing. So, yeah, he's talking. Yeah, he knows where he's signing, but he's unraveling everything that Joe Biden did. You know, then starting from basically 2020, I think? Yeah, 2020. So, or 2020, 2021. One of those. Is it fucked up? For the Democrats, maybe. Just a person who don't have a side, who is independent, who's a Republican, they understand what this man is doing. Because at the end of the day, Joe Biden only gave orders to certain people. You know, and that's the weird part about it. You know, instead of helping everybody, like, we could be like, yo, what did Joe Biden and Obama do for Black America? Okay, now what has he done for immigrants? We could say, oh, he gave them resources, he gave them immunity, he gave them, I can't even think of stuff right now, but those are the two things I can remember. You know, so that's what they're talking about right now.
Yeah, I will. In fact, I'd like to know because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for what, 15 minutes now.
For people listening, because this is no outline.
And I gotta read this letter too, because of you I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I knew you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything he promised? Is there anything that people need to be worried
No, I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out? And immediately. I can't imagine it's an enemy or there would have been, you know, people would have gotten blown up or maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. Yeah, a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting.
And with the events today and yesterday, was everything moved inside just for cold weather, or was there some kind of security?
No security. Because they had everything shut down to drones. You know, you can shut that down pretty easily if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, these people. No, it was just cold weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews on that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They actually were fair. Maybe the fake news is changing. But, yeah, unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. Obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming. And if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. You know, it was like, looked sunny. But when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision. You couldn't have stayed. I don't think you could have had it out. You know how cold it was today. It was, people went out for a little while just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all came back in. So we would have had a disaster if we did that, and people would have been hurt.
The unlawful disclosure, was that related to the Hunter Biden situation?
Which one?
The one on unlawful disclosures by federal officials, is that related to
No, I I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden. I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family, because that makes him look very guilty. I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. And I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now, because I would have shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information. And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi, because she was given it's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000. You wouldn't have you could have used 400. It was a relatively small crowd. It wasn't the crowd that was at the mall. It was a small crowd. So I was a little bit surprised that he did it, because it makes him look guilty. I mean, he's going to have to live with it. Now, with that being said, it's unbelievable precedent it creates for a president. But the precedent is unbelievable. Now maybe every president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every person they ever met, so they don't have some lunatic like deranged Jack Smith, who's a total lunatic, by the way. Not a smart guy, he's a dummy. But we beat the hell out of him. And I helped my reputation.
You have to use the same thing at the end of this term?
Well, I guess now I have precedent to do it. I wouldn't want to do that. No, I think it makes you look very guilty. I think it makes Biden look very bad, very weak, and very guilty. And I mean, he pardoned everybody. How about this J6 committee? Why is he pardoning them? The reason is because if you delete and destroy documentation, everything, they have nothing, because they were guilty as hell. They rigged it. It was a rigged deal. And when you do that, they look very bad, but I was a little surprised he did it. Liz Cheney, I mean, she's a lunatic. And she lost by the greatest margin in the history of a politician running for Congress. Like 40 points.
See, he's just talking, I told y'all.
American Energy, sir, relates to easing permitting processes and other regulatory systems to ensure that we can produce energy efficiently to drive the American economy forward.
I think this, first of all, I just got here. So my people came in. They have extraordinary decorator sense, right?
So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end it right here. So this exclusive order, I heard it's the largest in history. Most people didn't make this many executive orders coming into the White House. I feel like Donald, he has unraveled everything that Joe Biden did and has to start from scratch where he left off. But he has to put stuff back into order where I guess it worked for the country. But I always tell people all the time, we don't know what Donald will really do, because don't forget, COVID happened. So we don't know if he's going to be a good president or a bad president. You know, so that's why I always tell people I have no dog in the fight. I don't know if he's going to be a good president or a bad president. We don't know if he's going to be, a neutral president, but he has a new look on things because he knows. Like he even said it. He's like, yo, blacks and Latinos help the most. This lady didn't lose on no landslide. She lose to hundreds of thousands of votes. He said 1 million. I think it was just only a few 100,000. It's still a lot. 100,000 people, that's a small fucking state. So do I think anything's going to happen this year? Yeah, I think something's going to happen, and I'm excited to see. But until next time, I'll see you tomorrow because I'm gonna be doing another show, but on something different. And I will do a reaction as well tomorrow.